What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back. In today's video, we'll be going over several cards in the past week or two that have been skyrocketing in value. Many of these cards are from Sun and Moon Team-Up that have been exploding, as well as some cards from Evolutions, and even some cards from Celebrations. We'll be comparing the prices of late April through May versus what they're selling for now. Folks, stay tuned to the very end. You are going to love today's video. A quick shout out to today's awesome video sponsor. It is DoubleHolo.com, the premier Pokemon marketplace. If you find yourself researching prices, exploring market trends, or looking at ROIs on certain graded cards, you need to go check out DoubleHolo.com. There they have a massive market of raw, graded, and sealed product available, but also you will be able to track week-to-week PSA 10 price changes, know what cards or product are hot before the prices spike, and get real-time market alerts. And a lot of the information for today's video came from DoubleHolo.com. There's also an AI investment pick and analysis feature where it analyzes the best cards to buy right now and cards you should avoid buying or even sell off. Visit DoubleHolo.com and use code TOP10Pokemon for 30% off your first month. Alright folks, I got a little over 10 cards to go over. Let's start off with Crown Zenith. We have two cards from Crown Zenith. One is the Giratina V-Star in PSA 10 that was selling early last month, early May, for around $580, but has since come up to over $800 in value. Here's a sale for an even $800, another one that sold for $860. And then here is the Galarian Gallery Ditto. Folks, Crown Zenith is one of those sets, you never know which card from Crown Zenith is going to explode in value. This past week or two, it's the Ditto. This guy was selling last month for about $205. A few weeks after that, came up to $317, and more recently sold for $414. On to a very surprising card from Celebrations. It's the Flying Pikachu V in PSA 10. For some reason or another, has been coming up substantially in value. It was selling about 4 to 6 weeks ago for between $87 to $98 for a PSA 10 copy. Now this is an over $200 card in auction, selling for $255 to about $330 being the most recent sale. Up next we have the Mimikyu Trainer Gallery card from Brilliant Stars. Has had a small increase over the past month. I think it's still very noteworthy. This card was selling as a PSA 10 last month for about $277 to $296. We saw 3 sales in the past week of this card, one for $355, another one for $374, another one for about $377. Brilliant Stars is turning out to be quite an investable set with its cards and also sealed product coming up quite a bit in recent times. Up next, folks, this is kind of a strange one. There's not a whole lot of data for this particular card, but I thought it was still interesting. It's a PSA 10 illustration rare Axu from Black Bolt that was selling last month for about $165 in auction, but this past week we saw a sale of $280. So like I said, I wouldn't consider this to be a market price for this card, as there have been very little sales of it, or even very little that are available right now, but we'll keep an eye on this card. Up next, we have the Charizard V Black Star promo from the UPC. This guy has always been lagging behind the Charizard V Max and the Charizard V Star, but it's catching up a little bit this week. This card was selling last month for about $610. Now, $700, $705, $725. So a little over $100 in value has been tagged onto the price of this card. Up next, we have this full art trainer, Misty's Favor from Unified Minds. Has seen some impressive sales, some 4-figure sales this past week. It was selling for about $760. Now has been selling consistently for over $1,000. Here's a sale for $1,017. Here's another sale for $1,030. Is this the return of the waifu craze? Probably not, but still a card worth looking into, or even selling if you have it. Here we have an amazing card. It's the Armored Mewtwo. This is a Sun and Moon Black Star promo that in PSA 10 was selling last month for about $8,000, which is a very impressive price. But in the past week, it has come up to about $9,150. And I didn't know this, but this card is pretty low in the PSA 10 pop report. It only has 301 PSA 10s out of a total of 6,290, so a very tough gem rate for this card. Here we have 3 cards from Evolutions, from XY Evolutions, that are doing phenomenally well. Here's the Full Art Dragonite EX in PSA 10, was selling for about $425 to $435. Now is selling for over $600. Here's a sale for $610, another sale for $610 in auction. And the same could be said for the Full Art Mewtwo EX, also from Evolutions, that was selling for $405, but has come up to $510, all the way up to $610. And then one more card from Evolutions is the Reverse Holo Charizard, that last month was sitting at a little bit over $1,000. Here's a sale for $1,145, but it has just about doubled in the recent weeks. Here's a sale for $1,875 up to $2,025 for this guy in PSA 10. And we're going to finish off this video with 3 awesome cards from Team Up. Let's start with this Gengar Mimikyu GX Alt Art. In PSA 10, this card was sitting at around $5,100. Check out the prices of this card in the past 2 weeks, folks. Here's a sale for $8,100, another one for $8,300, $8,600, all the way up to $9,000 for this card in PSA 10. Talk about a major increase. Speaking of which, we have this Magikarp and Wailord GX that was sitting at about $3,150 to about $3,200 for a PSA 10, now selling for $4,827 to $4,850, up to $4,927. Which leads me to the final card with the most drastic increase over the past actually week, really, and I'll tell you why here shortly. It's the Pikachu and Zekrom GX from Team Up. This is just the standard GX card here that was selling late May, so about 2 weeks ago, for $266 to about $278. Now we are seeing sales of this card for over 1,000 smackaroos, folks. Here's a sale for $1,126, another one for $1,275, with more in auction on the way. And I believe this is almost entirely due to the fact that this card was announced to be reprinted on the Pokemon website for the 30th anniversary, which I think really boosted the value of this card. What did you think of this list, folks? Leave a comment below. That's all I got for you today. Let me know what you thought of the video, and I will catch you all in my next one.